We back. It's Disqualified Opinions. We validate our opinions here. And they aren't disqualified because we are validated. It's your boy BKD. DC, what's good, bro?
What's going on? How y'all feeling, man?
Can't complain. Roz, what's up?
Free Mello.
Rel, got you over here next to me.
All right, how you doing? Right next to the commissioner, you know.
It's a whole lot of money over there.
You all right.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, as you see, live and in living color, as the people like to say. As I said, we are Disqualified Opinions back again to talk about another week of the National Football League.
Sir.
And as we do every week, we like to look back, and we do a little thing called the picks here. And we look at our picks from the weeks before, and we look at this previous and this coming week and give our predictions, some things that are going to stand out, players, things that happened last week, trends, things we might have in bold predictions. And DC, turn it over to you, bro.
All right, so last week, you actually won the week, sir. I believe your record was, let's get it up. Your record was 9-5. Riles, you were 8-6. Me and Rel are both 7-7. Overall, Riles has the lead, 60-31-1. Byron, you're second, 54-37-1. Rel's 53-38-1, and I'm 50-41-1. It's a long season for you, boy, but we'll just grind through it.
We're gaining on you.
Hey, we got a better record than some of these coaches out here.
Yes, sir.
But let's get to it. What is this, week 7?
Week 7 already.
The NFL season's flying by.
Yes, sir.
Riles, like we do all the time, give us the games. We'll talk what we do, and hopefully make the right prediction.
I'm gonna make a wild card. I'm winning this week. I'm winning this week.
Okay.
You wanna put something on that?
Oh, spicy.
Oh my lord. You gonna do this on camera?
We're gonna talk about that off camera, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my lord.
All right. Anyway, continue.
Real quick sidebar. Did you ever do your push-ups?
What
was it? I think it was.
I honestly don't
It was
remember.
like 50. It was about 50 piece.
It was one push-up for every yard over.
It was a
60
50 piece.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like
Man,
that.
I host the show. I don't have to do anything. But anyway, I'll give you your push-ups, but not today.
The 50 piece.
So this week we have. I mean, it's a divisional game, so divisional games really can go either way. But the Chiefs are going to Mile High to face the Broncos. The Broncos coming off a 2-game win streak, if I'm not mistaken.
Fighting Flaccos, baby.
And the Chiefs are coming off a
Two-game
two-game
losing
losing
streak.
streak.
Both at home, by the way.
I think the Chiefs will win this game. Philip Lindsay, who I didn't think was good, has had a nice past 2 games.
He's pretty good.
Flacco is playing average.
He's playing like Flacco.
He's
not
playing like
losing.
Flacco.
Flacco.
The Chiefs' defense sucks.
Yes, it does.
We already knew that, though.
That's very true.
Their
Denver's
offense
defense is
holding.
pretty good, though.
It's okay.
I like Denver's defense.
It's okay.
It gets the job done.
It's okay.
I think they've had a bunch of misfortune. That's why their record says it. Like
Agreed.
They play hard, too.
They do play hard.
Got a good coach.
Yeah.
They play hard.
I
I think
think
they've been in every game.
I think it's going to be a very tough game at Mile High. I think Kansas City finds a way to stop the bleeding.
I was about to say, what's wrong with the Chiefs? Because I think we're all kicking Kansas City, but
Yeah,
What's wrong with the Chiefs?
I think it's more of a defensive problem.
they can't stop anyone.
At all. At
They
all.
weren't able to stop anybody last year either.
True, but I feel like now that you've found a blueprint to keep Pat Mahomes off the field, just take the clock
And
away.
also, they don't have no pass
That
rush.
was fun fact. That was their fewest time of possession in a second half home game.
what it was
since
like 6
1960.
minutes or something?
I think it was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, it
something
wasn't
like that. But
that
that was
much.
their lowest home time possession in the second half since 1960. So,
Yeah, I feel like people have I'm not going to say stop the Chiefs, but they found the formula right now that's kind of slowing them down because even that offense doesn't look as explosive, even though they got Tyreek Hill back.
yeah,
So maybe next week
they'll start to turn.
Yeah,
it.
next
He
week.
had some explosive plays.
Yeah,
And
and that's just 1 week. So I do believe that you can ink this. I do believe that the Chiefs will win this week. They definitely will stop the bleed. It's the Chiefs. It's still a top tier team in the AFC. Just 2 unfortunate games back to back, which they could have went either way, honestly. But yeah, the
Spread's
Chiefs-
3.5. I like the close call on the spread for this.
It's going to be
divisional game.
Yeah, it's
Divisional
gonna
game.
and it's in Denver.
It's going to be pretty
I
good.
think
The Chiefs win.
we overpraised the Chiefs' defense. They're actually probably worse. Frank Clark hasn't done anything. Chris Jones, not as good as he was last year.
So we overpraised. I never thought they were.
Tyrann Mathieu is your
I
leading.
just figured they were like last.
But I think everybody thought they would
last
be
year.
better. Tyrann Mathieu is your leading tackler. Your safety should never be a leading tackler. That means you're just getting run through. So
Yeah.
I don't really like what I've seen. And that means Mahomes has to do more. I mean, I'm not saying Mahomes is the greatest quarterback ever like everyone else yet. I think he's really good. I actually personally think Deshaun Watson is better, and you saw that Sunday. But real quick, you just see that he has to take a lot of more risks, and you saw that this past week. So he has to take those chances because he's saying, if I don't convert, I might not get the ball back to the next quarter.
Mhm.
So Chiefs win, but yeah, I think the Chiefs will be fine.
I think we all want.
They'll still run away with that division because the Chargers are down. But anyway.
The start of the 1:00 games. Two teams that are in, I would say, their records are very confusing based on the beginning of the season. Probably what most people thought these two teams would be doing. One team I refuse to ever pick on this show ever again as a winner unless they play like the Dolphins or the Redskins or something like that. The Los Angeles Rams are going to Atlanta to face the Falcons. I'll start with you on this one, DC, because you, like myself, refuse to ever pick the Falcons again on this show.
And the crazy thing is, I still went against the grain and picked
And you
them
picked them last week against my boy, and you were wrong.
I'm done.
That's right.
I am done. First of all, they need to change the head coach. You heard it here. Not first, but they definitely need to change.
Y'all been saying it for weeks. We all been saying it for weeks.
Dan Quinn's not getting the job done.
I thought he would be fired before Jay Gruden.
I don't think he's going to make it through the season. So I'm
I'm
going
to say he was.
That's what they say, so we won't be like, oh, but you know they might fire him anytime.
I'm going to pick the Rams, although Jared Goff is awful. Me and you, Rouse, have been on the record saying he's a product of Sean McVay's system.
Yeah,
so
agreed.
I think it's all been shown. It's played itself out that way so far this season. He hasn't looked great in any game, really. They started off 3-0. They went on a 3-game skid. I think it's a difficult game, but they can't afford to lose this game. And they go into Atlanta. And
if they are not going to run the ball, if they cannot run the ball,
They need
Todd
Todd
I think
Gurley.
Todd Gurley should be coming back next week.
But I will say that the issue
they
is
don't run the
they
ball.
do have a lot of injuries on the offensive line.
They do.
Side. That does play a part in Jared Goff looking the way he looks. I still don't think he's anywhere near the amount of money that he's been paid.
at all.
But that has hurt their running game as well as their passing game currently.
I'm not sitting here and saying that hasn't, but that's not really an excuse in the National Football League. You have to find a way to get it
Still
done.
got all those weapons.
Regardless.
Still got Aaron Donald on the
There's
outside.
no excuse. Jared Goff, you get paid
keep that same energy when we talk about the Cowboys.
They pay him that amount of money, and he looked
Awful.
horrible.
Yeah,
I
terrible.
think he only threw for 100 yards.
Something like he looked like Baker the previous week.
I know he had like 22 yards in the first half or something like that.
And
I know he finished the game with like 1 fantasy point.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was really terrible. Terrible. And what's crazy is I'm still not picking Atlanta. It's not that crazy. But they need to find a way to run the ball. So I'm still going with the Rams.
1.12. Georgia football needs to go. They can't win a big game. They can't beat South Carolina.
The Braves.
Braves, Reggie Miller, choke artist. Falcons, they haven't recovered since that Super Bowl, which was, 2 years ago?
Yeah, exactly. 25-point loss. 25-point lead that blown.
So
I would still like to say that was coaching. That had nothing to do with anybody else.
Yeah, I agree. They weren't running the ball.
But the city of Atlanta has collapsed.
Regardless, they've been collapsing.
We cannot keep.
Julio Jones, you should have asked for a trade before you signed that contract because you ain't going nowhere, unfortunately. And I'm not picking y'all either. I picked y'all in the playoffs, but I probably won't pick y'all anymore this year. Rams.
And that's not a test because Matt Ryan is balling.
Only thing in Atlanta we want to keep are the beautiful women.
What's the spread on this game?
Well, no, the Falcons game?
That's crazy. Matt Ryan really been balling all these years, and they still trash.
Rams by 3.
I could see that. Probably a close loss again, but Rams.
And they should be blowing them
I'm
up.
picking Rams. I don't think I needed to say it. I refuse to pick the Falcons.
Yeah, so do I.
This would be the week that Falcons won't watch.
I hope not.
I wouldn't even care.
Blown.
I wouldn't care.
They're
still
still
not
like
still not
5
big.
games behind the division.
I'm gonna be blown.
Next game,
Bills.
favorite of mine, the Miami Dolphins are
Travel.
going to Buffalo to face the Bills.
Off of a bye.
Dollar bills,
Bills
y'all.
off of a
Who you
bye
think
home.
gonna win, Rouse?
Go
Wow,
ahead. You can
wow,
speak for all of us.
wow.
You can
So
speak
you
for all of
think,
us because
yeah.
I'm not arguing.
My man Josh Allen gonna look good this week, y'all. Going against
Hold on, what's the Bills' record?
4-1.
So they'll be 5-1. They'll be the wild card. They're gonna be the fifth seed.
And they're gonna lose, but
They're gonna be the
they're
fifth
gonna
seed.
make the playoffs.
They're gonna be the
I would
fifth
like to
seed.
say when this podcast first started, I said the Bills were going to be the surprise team of the AFC with a possible playoff berth.
They're gonna probably win 10 games and be the fifth seed.
That you said.
Their defense is
That
good.
defense is very good.
Top
Defense was
3
good last
defense.
year.
They got a top 3
Their
defense.
defense has been good for a couple of years.
We're not going to talk about Miami because they're Miami, but to
Almost
Buffalo,
got it done.
Yeah,
we're not gonna talk about Miami. But to Buffalo, I think Buffalo has a really good defense. I'm not as big on Josh Allen as Rouse is, but I think he's solid enough to get the job done. They run the ball, they play defense. They're a disciplined football team.
Great at home.
They are very tough at home, and they have terrible weather, so that makes it even worse for opposing teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody wants to go to
I
Buffalo.
like Sean McDermott a lot, too. Good coach.
Nobody wants to go to Buffalo. So, I mean...
Unanimous, Buffalo wins this game.
They're going to be the 5th seed in the AFC wildcard. Probably like 10-6.
Hopefully Devin Singletary comes back this week.
And they can get him back.
They've been giving it to the 78-year-old Frank Gore.
Who should be our first ballot Hall of Fame.
Frank Gore is top 5 all-time rushing right now. He's definitely going to be
He's also played like almost 30 seasons.
But he's been consistent.
Matter.
He's been consistent.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
Brady played like 30 seasons. He just got, second place in passing yards?
I'll get to Tom Brady later.
Yeah. Next game, we have one team that we knew was going to suck. Another team that we were probably a little bit iffy on. The Jacksonville Jaguars go to Cincinnati to face the winless Bengals. Bengals are tanking, man. Who's going to be worse, the Bengals or the Dolphins at this point? Who ends with a worse record?
Dolphins, for sure. AJ Green comes back. And that
AJ Green might come back this week.
Yeah, that
Jalen Ramsey is still not playing, by the way, everybody.
Yeah. Just get him out of there.
Still his back?
I don't know what it is now.
Hey, Ro, who you got?
I don't know. This is a toss-up, but I'm a fan of the Minshew Mania, so I'm going to go with Jacksonville.
I didn't think this was a toss-up.
I didn't think so either.
Yeah, I'm going Jacksonville.
No, if AJ Green comes back, it might.
It's still not a toss-up to me.
No, it might get a little.
I feel like Jalen should come back just if AJ Green come back, just so he can get some good work in this week.
Yeah, it might
But,
get.
Byron, who you got?
Even though Cincinnati is trash, I actually do like their coach, Zach Taylor. I like what I've seen out of him with Willis Ball Club, how he interacts with his players, very Sean McVay-esque.
Yeah, there's a lot of passion, too.
Yeah, I like what he's doing. And Cincinnati's cheap. They don't fire coaches. So I have Marvin Lewis, so he'll be there for, 5 years or whatever?
At least.
Minimum.
Yeah. So, and other coaches that have lost, like, their first 5 games, Vince Lombardi, some great coaches, Tom Landry. So, some great coaches that fought out bad. I like what I've seen out of him. Obviously, they don't have that much talent. Minshew Mania, Jacksonville.
I, too, picked the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game. I think they have a chance to flex their muscle on defense a little bit. The Bengals are really struggling. They looked very bad against a not that great Baltimore defense last week. I don't think they can run or throw it consistently.
It's crazy that they can't run the ball.
I have never been
Their offensive line is horrible.
I have been on the record.
Is trash.
I have been on the record since 2012 saying that Andy Dalton is awful, and he was putting up numbers and all this other stuff. I was like, it's just clever play calling because he's not good, and now we get to see it. Granted, they're also injured, and they have O-line injuries as well.
But they didn't have a good O-line before the season anyway.
They just don't have a good team. They're not good
at all. Joe Mixon's having a bad year.
We're still not aware of whether or not they're good football players.
They're just not good. So give me Jacksonville.
And a lot of the good players are older. They should be trading them away, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes, sir.
The next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings going to Detroit to face the Lions.
Ooh.
Can I just say something first?
Here we go.
You know, I love First Cousins. We love you here on Disqualified Opinions. Forget
He's
them.
speaking for himself.
We love you,
Only
First
speaking
Cousins.
for
I love you,
himself.
First Cousins. Thank you, Kirk Cousins, for beating his Eagles. I love you, Kirk Cousins. You're invited to a reunion. You're still my First Cousins.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're not invited, bro.
You're still invited.
No, you're not. You're not invited to this cookout.
Where's this game? Detroit?
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold off because I don't know what I'm picking.
I'll go first. I don't like them, but the Vikings will win this game.
What's the Vikings record?
4-2.
Don't look now. Here come the Vikings.
The Vikings defense looks really good. Dalvin Cook had a down game for
First Cousins, baby. They put it on the shoulder.
Because Stephon Diggs went berserk.
First Cousins went berserk.
Can we really call any wide receiver going up against the Eagles secondary like good at this point?
No.
Not really.
I don't even know what is it. Rasul Douglas. Come on.
Jalen Mills will be back this week just in time to get burnt too.
The
No one cares.
The Eagles secondary is trash.
Their pass rush hasn't been as good as it should have been. Though.
That as well.
I agree.
So I mean, the way the Eagles defense looks, it made Kirk Cousins look like Redskins, but Kirk Cousins isn't good. We all know this.
I'm gonna actually disagree. I'm gonna go Detroit to win this game.
On the same
You gotta
move.
take risks.
Detroit's very tough at home. They're a really good football team. They fought with Green Bay on
Every
Monday
game
night.
they've been in.
Every game.
They should have won every game. Other than the coaching that cost them a tie against Arizona, they pretty much outplayed their opponent every single week.
Detroit's
Even the game they lost, they probably should have won, which is Kansas City. And they fought really hard against Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau. That's a really good football team in Detroit, and I think they come away with the win. I'm not a Kirk Cousins believer, but they do have talent everywhere on offense.
And
I just think this week
Yeah.
Detroit is gonna get the better of them.
And
at
I
home.
wanna piggyback off what you said. I'm also gonna go Detroit. Last week, first cousin that you said, he was going against Eagles defense secondary, which already sucks, but is depleted. You're going to Detroit defense is way better.
Oh yeah, I like what they've done.
So it's going to be a bit tougher for that offense to actually get on track. So give me Detroit. Matt Stafford is going to Matt Stafford. They have too many
A
weapons
bunch of
as
yards.
well.
Throw that pick in a crucial time.
Definitely going with Detroit.
Matt Stafford has a lot of empty stats.
I did this last
Think
week.
so?
Yes.
I did this last week and they laughed at me. First cousins, we love you here. I love you. I appreciate you. Get it done for me again, baby. Vikings.
He's the only person I love him on this show.
That's right. I like that, by the way.
Another surprising team on the year, the 3-2 Raiders go to Green Bay to
Another
face
team
the
I like, by the
Packers. I'm gonna start with you with this, Byron, because you were one of the people who said that
The Raiders would be
Yeah,
decent.
yeah,
You
decent.
said the Raiders
give
would
them
be
a
Yeah.
year, they'll be a contender.
Yep.
So you're right about this. How do you?
But they are going to. What is he? You can say it.
Who?
They're going to Green Bay playing who?
That bad man.
5-1.
That
I did
is
say
Aaron
I
Rodgers.
did say they would win that division. A good, another, not an easy home game, but a defense that they can take advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Josh Jacobs is playing very well, I like what I see out of Oakland. I do like it. Chucky, thank you. Vegas, you're going to have a good team in a couple years, but
Connor Farrell is struggling.
Yes,
but
sir.
We knew he shouldn't have been.
He shouldn't have been
picked
drafted that high. I didn't like that pick. But
Green Bay.
I will go also with the Green Bay Packers because they have that bad man, and they also have Matt LaFleur, who looks like he's figuring it out on offense.
Aaron
I
Rodgers
think-
is the coach.
I think they're starting to get the ball going. You saw Aaron Jones signing with the 4 touchdowns against Dallas. Monday night against Detroit, it was more of an Aaron Rodgers
You know
show.
Aaron Rodgers is the coach, right?
They pulled it out late.
You know Aaron
Jamal
Rodgers
Williams
is the
had a good
coach.
game.
Jamal Williams did have a good game.
It's like Ty Lue and LeBron. You know Aaron Rodgers is the coach.
I mean, either way, greatness precedes
Greatness
itself.
personified.
Yeah, you know. So, give me Aaron Rodgers. Give me the Packers. Although Oakland is having a very good year, and I think Vegas does have some bright things on the way coming with that football team.
I agree. I'm also going to go with the Packers, but I will also give praise to the Raiders because after all the turmoil this offseason, I had thought they...
The
I'm not gonna
turmoil
say they
was
were-
only Antonio Brown.
Yeah, but it was
just him.
It was a lot of questions surrounding the
Perfect.
whole... After they let go of Amari
Not
Cooper, and no, I'm just saying.
So
period.
Khalil Mack,
Yeah,
Amari
it was
Cooper,
just a lot of stuff going on.
Hiring John Gruden
What are y'all doing?
2
you
years
know?
ago.
And for them to
$100
be
million.
for them to be 3-2 right now, I really think they're in a great place right now within the organization. But I'm still going with the Packers.
I ain't giving the Raiders no props, but I'm definitely gonna pick the Packers here. I do think the Packers' offense does look like a struggling offense without Devontae Adams. I don't think the utilization of Aaron Jones is done well enough. I think that they like this two-headed monster, which normally a two-headed monster, the two running backs have like a difference of styles.
Play.
I don't feel as though Green Bay is doing that. I feel like
No
they're the
difference
exact
between
same
the two.
players. So when you take one out and put the other one in, you're not really gaining or losing anything. They're just
It might be by
There.
design. They might want that same
So
type
they
of
don't
back in every
lose
play.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both can catch a little bit. They both run
They're the
pretty
same player.
similar. They are the same guy. I'm not sold on either
If you
one
don't
of
look
them.
at the number, you probably think they're the same person.
they wear 30. And
No, I'm
like
saying
23.
you can miss it
They
now. You
could.
think one's the other. Green Bay.
But I'll definitely be picking Green Bay as well. Yeah.
Do they play every game at home? Because it's always at Lambeau. I always
It
wonder.
seems like it,
They always
right?
play. It's okay. It's Aaron Rodgers. He can do that, I guess.
When you run the league, when you are a bad man,
He does not run a
and
league,
your head
but-
coach is French,
Okay.
you do what you want.
Oh boy, everybody to stay farm.
Next game.
I'm gonna start with you on this one, DC. This was one of your early season picks. The Houston Texans going to Indianapolis to face the Colts.
I think this is going to be a very difficult game. Y'all know I'm high on Houston. I've been a Deshaun Watson guy. He's making me look really good with his play, especially last week against Pat Mahomes. He went head-to-head and pretty much outdueled him. They controlled the clock. They found a way to start running the football. So if they can do that, they're going to be a real threat in the AFC. I like them to go into Indianapolis and get a tough road win, Houston Texans.
This was a tough one.
Yeah, your boy Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I do believe in the Colts. This is in Indianapolis. Am I correct?
And they're coming off a bye.
It is.
You know what?
Go for it.
Give me the Colts.
I like that.
Give me the Colts.
They are a favorite in this game.
Just because they own. It's going to be a close game.
Both teams can run the ball.
It's going to be a close game, but
Divisional matchup.
I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the Colts.
It's basically a toss-up on the spread, but the
Yeah.
Colts are the favorite.
Get 3 points at home.
I wanted to pick the Colts, but I just feel as though Deshaun Watson, the last 2 games, has been on a tear. I don't think that he slows down. I do think the Colts have an amazing defense. They have a good running back in Marlon. Jacoby Brissett is a good quarterback. I'm not mad at him at all, but I think the Texans will win this game. I do want to see if we'll finally see like a DeAndre Hopkins sighting because we haven't.
Yeah,
They haven't
same.
needed
It's kind of weird. DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, Odell Beckham Jr. They're looking not like the money that they're being paid currently in the NFL.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see if we can finally get a sighting out of him this week.
Like I said, I like Deshaun Watson. I think he's better than my homeboy personally. I loved him since he was in Clemson. When I seen him come back in that torn
Very high on
ACL.
Deshaun Watson. Once he won that national title, he came
Against
back against
Alabama.
Bama.
Yeah.
I remember when he came back from that torn ACL and still played. That was
Yeah.
memorable to me.
He
But
went back to back, 2
yeah,
years, right?
yeah, probably should have beat him the first time too. But
Deshaun Watson been that.
he's showing what he can do. I think the offensive line's starting to come together. He didn't get sacked this week, and the defense is playing well. J.J. Watt's
I
still
don't
getting it
remember
done
last time that happened.
because he was getting beat up.
Yeah.
So Will Fuller, Kenny Still, they can get it done.
Probably
While
because they
D-Hop
they
figured out.
started running the ball, so it took some pressure.
And Carlos
off
Hyde,
them.
Duke Johnson,
Yeah.
that's a nice little combo. Duke Johnson, thank you for fantasy. Texans probably are going to win that division, especially if they can win this week.
I called that before luck retired.
And I
by the
actually
way.
think now they probably are in that conversation for the team outside New England that could potentially represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Personally, they look really good.
I'm not sold on that defense.
But they can score.
I'm not sold on that defense.
But that
The
win
defense is
against
up a lot.
that win against the Chiefs was big, even though that Chiefs
The
defense.
defense is
But
up a
that
lot.
was I say that because that was kind of that top.
And then
tier
you go in their house
AFC
and dominate
team.
them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
kind of the top tier AFC team.
Well, they were down. The Chiefs started off 17-3, and then Houston kind of just came back, controlled the clock, and started to chip away at them. So they're going to be a tough out.
They
come
got the
postseason
pedigree.
time.
Yeah, they got the pedigree.
I'm gonna start with you for this one, Byron. Your man Kyler Murray goes to play his man Danny Jones in New York as the Cardinals face the Giants.
This is a good
Who
one.
gets the 3 wins first, Kyler Murray or Danny?
First of all, I want to talk to you ESPN fools who came out with that ranking of rookies and didn't have Kyler Murray in the top 10. You need to be drug tested and fired from your job because I don't know why I was 10 rookies better than him. You've seen over the past 2 weeks. No sacks, by the way, for that bad offensive line. They're doing a good job. Cliff Kingsbury offense is looking good. I picked him last week. I'm picking him again because he's the number 1 pick, and he's going to win Rookie of the Year because he's my guy, Kyler, baby, and he gets it done. Number 1.
We're gonna go with you, Rel, since your man is on the other. His man was on one side. Your man is on the other side.
I got it.
Daniel Jones
I pick my guy.
will be a great quarterback in this league in years to come. But this Sunday, give me Kyler Murray.
That's right. That's right.
And
Come to the
Cardinals.
winning side.
I do not trust that
Rock
Giants
the red,
at
baby.
all.
Rock the red.
They
Thank you.
cannot stop a runny nose. Like, they
That's
can't
right.
stop.
Come on,
anything.
join us.
So
Come
here's
on.
the thing.
Join
Here's
us. Join
Here's
us.
the thing.
Join
Here's
us.
the
Give me
thing.
Come
the
on over.
cards.
Come on over, DC.
If
Come
you're
on.
asking me who I like more as a player, give me Kyler all day. Okay, I'm a Kyler Murray fan also. If you're asking me who I like on Sunday, it's the New York Giants. They're at home. They need a win to kind of get back on track. They're not going anywhere this season anyway, but I think them getting a rookie quarterback coming in, they have their own rookie with some momentum behind them. They could get Saquon back. And they should get Gallman back. One of those 2 guys should be back to stabilize the run game, and I think they'll be able to throw the ball. Golden Tate kind of starting to come back to life. So
He had a really
Pat
good
Peterson
game.
comes
He did.
back.
He had a really good
He's
game.
been playing, I think.
I think he played last
playing.
week.
He
Yeah,
did.
he playing the last 2 games, I believe.
But I like the Giants at home. Give me the Giants.
You going with Rouse?
Come on, you done picked against them all year. It's only right. You pick them.
I will be going with the New York Giants to win this game.
Another split.
I think that Saquon Barkley will play this week. And we all know that if it's one thing you can do in the Arizona Cardinals is run the football.
Absolutely.
So Saquon should have, which would be a monster game this week against the Arizona Cardinals. I do like Kyler Murray as the better quarterback. out of the two of them. I'm not sold that he'll have the better career out of the two.
Because he plays in Arizona?
Yeah.
That's a bad organization, ladies and gentlemen.
But
I just honestly feel like I would take the Cardinals defense over the Giants defense.
neither defense is good.
I understand, but points win the game. I honestly think the Cardinals will outscore the Giants. That's the reason I gave it to the Cardinals.
I think if Saquon Barkley plays,
The
they'll
Giants
be able
will.
to control the tempo.
I'm assuming they get Gallman or Saquon back. That's why I made the pick.
That's a
Possibly
difference,
Evan
though.
Ingram.
But the Cardinals have started
Possibly
using
Sterling
David
Shepard.
Johnson too.
Yeah.
Past couple weeks. That's why
Yeah.
the offenses look better. And Larry Fitzgerald still is working.
Spreading the ball out.
I don't know
would be
how,
The ball,
but Larry's
spread
working.
him spreading the ball out is a very underrated.
And they let him run more.
use.
Let him run more.
The stat line was amazing, and I like the way that he's like I continue to say, to spread the ball out. He's not focusing on one person.
It's like he's more confident too.
Yeah, and I like that. So the Cardinals, they have weapons.
Like I said, Evan Ingram could possibly come back. Sterling Shepard could possibly come back. Golden Tate has 6 receptions for 102 and a touchdown. So,
Yeah, that long touchdown. Yeah.
It's the
Can we-
Patriots.
Yeah.
Can we talk about? I'm gonna start with you on this one, by the way, because a player that you hate is gonna lead a team to 6-0 this week by my standards. So I'm pretty sure you can just jot down my pick after this.
San Fran.
When the San Francisco 49ers go to Washington to face the Redskins.
Graduated from the school of Brady, Hard Knocks, Let's go, Jimmy G.
I did not think that the
All right.
49ers would be 6-0.
Out of all the players on the show that you decide to stand up for, you stand up for James
Jimmy G.
Four-Star Garoppolo.
Hey, he graduated from my man
I
Brady's
almost
school,
put you out.
man.
I almost just told you keep on walking, bro, because this is out. We are not going to praise James
Jimmy
Four-Star
G.
Garoppolo
Hey.
on this
For
program.
the 6-0.
We are going to praise Tevin Coleman. We are going to praise anybody else.
Well, John Lynch, Kyle
But the
Shanahan.
front four,
John
Matt
Lynch,
Breida,
Kyle
that
Shanahan.
O-line,
defense.
that
Kittle.
defense, that D-line. George Kittle's kind of had a disappointing start to the
It's
season.
an okay year.
no, he been.
It's been up and down.
most of it-
I don't
feel
think
like-
any tight end has had an amazing year this year.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Plus, I think they just double them because they don't have no receivers.
They
They
win.
did double.
Nobody.
They win, and James
That's what they do in
Garoppolo
Miami.
just happens to be taking the snaps for that football team. They are a very good defensive team. They run it a higher percentage than anybody in the NFL. James Garoppolo threw a pick in the goal line situation on Sunday that was mind-blowing to me. I'm not even going to go into it. Just know, I'm going to pick San Francisco because they're playing Washington. But if it comes down to James Garoppolo winning the game,
He gonna
it's not going to
They're
happen.
gonna win it.
He's not going
They're
to.
going to run the ball a lot.
They're going to run. That's what they do
James.
all year.
We believe in you.
No, we
You
don't.
know,
No, we don't.
Graduated from Belichick School. You
Of
out
turnovers.
Here, you out here doing your thing.
He's
you know?
not.
Lead this team to 6-0. We
Let
going
me see
with
this
San
man's
Fran.
numbers on the year,
We
man.
going,
This
hey,
is
it's
out of
not
pocket.
about numbers.
Oh,
It's
now
about
it's
wins
not
and
about
losses.
numbers.
Wins
It's
and
not-
losses.
When
Wins and
the
losses.
Bears
They-
went to the Super Bowl, what was Rex
Rex
Grossman
Grossman.
numbers?
Trash.
Exactly. They still made it to the Super Bowl.
He's
It
trash.
doesn't matter. He had a running
What do
game.
you see Rex Grossman as? They're the
Nobody
same
cares.
guy, matter of fact. That's a good
so
comparison.
Are the 49ers possibly going to win this division?
I don't see. They
Seattle.
undefeated.
Seattle.
But I'm saying they
Okay,
still
maybe
have
down the line.
they still have to play twice, right?
Seattle.
So that would decide the division, in my opinion, because the Rams are
They
a couple
gonna
games
split.
back.
They gonna split.
Jimmy G has 7 touchdowns and 5 picks.
What's his yardage?
1163.
I do think, real quick,
What's
John
rating?
Lynch
80.
John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have done an excellent job putting this team together.
TV rating. Like 80 or something.
It will on the season.
He just had a couple turnovers in the red zone that I don't like. I agree. But I think John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have done an excellent job putting this team together. They're as physical as anybody. The D-line is as good as anybody.
Their D-line is out. They
That's
might
what I'm
have-
saying.
They
They
might have
drafted
the best
well.
D-line.
They
I mean,
drafted well, developed well.
everybody on their D-line is like a top
Exactly.
8
It's a
pick, so.
first round pick.
His
So
passer rating is 95, but that's mainly because
Yeah, I don't. Damn, that's kind of high.
I mean his completion percentage is high. That's why, because he doesn't throw it down the
they
field.
throw a lot of West Coast offense, short
Short
and
passes because he's true. Don't make me say it.
They don't have no receivers, though.
They will be 6-0 and control that.
Nobody's actually going to pick the Skins, are we?
No.
Are
We
we even
lucky
gonna,
they got this past one.
Are we even going to address them at all?
No.
No.
Next game.
No, I
Dwayne
want to address
Haskins
one
needs to
thing.
start.
Dwayne Haskins should play.
And Terry McLaurin is probably the
Dwayne
best
Haskins
looking receiver.
should be playing.
Terry McLaurin, baby.
I
You're not
predicted
gonna
that
do-
he would have a big week against Miami. He did just that. Thank you for making me look good.
Colt McCoy isn't there. Case Keenum isn't the answer.
Yeah,
Just
they
All right, that's
need
to-
enough
let the rookie
Redskins
play.
talk. Next game.
let the rookie play.
That's
Go
definitely-
Nationals and Mystics. Congratulations.
This is a disappointing team for y'all. They are who I thought they were. Los Angeles Chargers are going to Tennessee to face the Titans.
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
This game.
Ryan Tannehill will be starting, like I said. Won't he? Probably.
Ryan Tannehill went 13 for 16 for 144 and a pick. No touchdowns.
But he moved the ball way better than Mariota was.
Mariota went 7 for 18 for 63 yards
and got
picks.
benched. Okay,
I told y'all
I'll go first
Tannehill
here.
would be starting.
I picked them as a wild card, so I gotta go out on my high. I'm gonna pick. As much as I don't believe in the Chargers, and like I said, I think they're almost as disappointing to me as the Falcons. I can't pick Marcus Mariota or Tannehill.
Wide receiver. Black quarterback.
I can't pick any. Like just give me the Chargers, and I'm not confident at all. Keenan Allen, hopefully show up and have a good day. Maybe Melvin Gordon will show up at some point. Maybe Phillip Rivers gets himself back together. I don't know about anything with the Chargers. I just got to pick them because I can't pick Marcus Mariota.
I agree with you, DC. I'm going to have to go with the Chargers. They had to run the ball some way, shape, form.
They
fashion.
tried it. They actually gave him touches.
They are averaging like 2.5
yards a carry. Yeah,
it's
terrible.
Wow.
It's
and
terrible.
That's why Phillip Rivers has to throw the ball much more than usual.
And
Like,
the
he's
offensive line
getting
is
yards
good.
when
Phillip
he's
Rivers
making mistakes.
Slightly getting washed.
You think so?
Yes.
It's starting to show. I mean, he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, he got that gunslinger mentality. He's gonna go
I
out
never
like
thought
a
he
G.
was a gunslinger.
No, Phillip be throwing it with the best of them.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
he
that.
don't have
I'm
a
not
lot
saying
of
that, but I never thought he was like
The
a gunslinger.
Chargers ran the ball 14 times for 32 yards.
That's terrible.
That's
That's 2 yards a
awful.
pop.
It's awful.
So yeah, they have to get some type of.
Their
trend
offensive
on the
line
run
isn't
game.
that good either.
Something.
And the injuries on defense don't help.
Phillip Rivers can't. Like, he's old. He like 40 himself. You can't keep throwing the ball. Y'all
What's both teams' record?
How you gonna hold out
2-4.
and don't run the ball? You fresh.
So
like,
the
how you
loser
not
of this
running the
game
ball,
is
bro?
eliminated.
Phillip
So
Rivers went 26 for 44 for 322 touchdowns, 2 picks, by the way.
I'm going Chargers. The loser is eliminated. Titans will be taking a quarterback in the first round of the draft.
Yes.
I'll also go Chargers. I just don't think the Titans
Get it done.
are good. I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans won. Cause
Told y'all
Titans,
Tannehill would be
I
playing.
think the Titans have the better defense out of these two teams
Agreed.
due to injuries on the Chargers side. But I just can't think that Phil Rivers won't be able to get this done. Next game, it's a good game. The New Orleans Saints are going to Chicago to face the Bears.
DC.
I'm gonna start with you on this DC, your man. Teddy Bridgewater is holding down the fort over there for your Saints for Super Bowl.
Now just say, tell them again who you picked in the Super Bowl.
The New Orleans Saints will win the Super Bowl this year. And this week they will go to the Midway City and get a tough road win.
Wow.
They will go beat Chicago because who plays quarterback for the Bears? Is it Mitch? Is it Chase Daniels? Is it anybody you believe in?
Not at all.
Okay. Do the Saints have a good defense?
Yes, they do.
Do they play? Do they run the football pretty good?
Yes, they do.
Teddy
Yeah,
Bridgewater
really ran
plays
the
mistake-free
football
football?
well so far.
He does.
Give me the Saints.
They haven't ran the football well.
So we can just put you down for the Saints every week?
Kamara hasn't had a good year,
Can we
but
just put you down for
The
the Saints
Saints
every week?
run the
not every week.
Okay.
But definitely this week. I don't think this is the game where it's like, oh.
So they're going to go 15-1?
Well, what they got? One loss now?
Yeah, 5-1.
Let's see.
Tell
Y'all pick y'all schedule. I'll tell you who I got the Saints losing to. But
The
continue.
Saints will lose this week. The Bears will win. They ain't scoring on Khalil Mack and them. Teddy comes
Saints
back to
didn't
earth.
look good last week and still won.
That magic carpet ride, Teddy, is over. All right? They're going to be wishing for Drew Brees after this game. He's going to throw about 3 or 4 picks. It's going to get ugly.
Just as you're afraid of Teddy Bridgewater going against the Bears defense, I'd much rather have Teddy going against their defense than whoever is taking snaps from under center going against the Saints defense because they are unproven. So, like DC said, give me the Saints.
Mitchell Trubisky should be playing. He's been practicing, so he should be the starting quarterback.
Nigga,
Well,
arm
they're
like
coming
a
off a
noodle.
bye.
I think that might be a bad thing.
Right, his arm a noodle. Like,
I too am picking the Bears to win this game.
Thank
I just think that the Bears going 3-3 at this point would hurt their season a lot and their playoff hopes.
They're not that
at all. That's
Their
what I'm
defense
saying.
is.
Okay.
Their defense is.
That's about
Defense
it.
Their
crazy.
front seven is.
Their corners are good.
Yeah.
Fuller, Eddie
I
Jackson.
like Kyle Fuller. I don't
They
like
got
Ha-Ha.
Ha-Ha's been
Prince
on
of
3 teams
Mukamura.
in 3 years. Prince of Mukamura was washed 2 years ago.
Well, Ha was only on the Redskins last year because
the trade. That trade,
yeah,
right?
they didn't want to pay him, and then he got paid.
Point being
And
is
to be honest,
He was still in 3
Well,
teams.
Kyle
three
Fuller-
teams
Kyle
in
Fuller,
3
local
three
kid.
teams in 2 years.
I'm picking the Bears. I think they'll win this game. Nothing against the Saints at all. I think the Saints are playing really.
They're going to
well.
lose a game with Teddy at quarterback. And this is the game,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
The Saints got a tough game at home against San Francisco. They could lose. They got another one against the
Looks
Colts.
like that sounds like Drew
But
Brees will
14
probably
and
be
2.
back.
14-2, maybe 13-3.
Probably looking like possibly home field.
And then you got to go through that dome to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
Give me
sir.
the Saints, man.
The road to the Super Bowl comes through New Orleans.
The second greatest quarterback ever.
I'm not having this conversation with you right now. The last 4 o'clock game is a game for all of us here, as the Baltimore Ravens go to Seattle to face possibly the leading candidate for MVP.
No, the unanimous MVP.
McCaffrey
No
has something
debate.
to say about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say unanimous.
McCaffrey has something
I
to
wouldn't
say
say
about that.
unanimous.
I would say the leading candidate for MVP.
Deshaun Watson also might have something to say about that.
Right now,
He's
through 6
still
weeks.
leading. He's
It's
still
Russell
leading.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson. I said leading. I'm not,
Through
it's not
6 weeks.
unanimous, but the leading candidate, Russell Wilson. We had some talk off air about this, how this should be a tough test, especially for our injured defense. Our defense is just killed.
Secondary is going down.
And
Lost another one this week.
we're unable to get to the quarterback at all. It's not like many people get to this quarterback in the first place. But
At all. And that's piggyback off you saying, like you said, I think we blitz the highest percentage, and he's very good against the blitz. So
He's very good, period.
Yeah, it's just
this man played a whole
he is
series
about
last
to.
week without
I'm
him.
afraid of what could possibly come out of his performance against our secondary. Like, honestly, and I just feel like we're losing people, and I don't even think we have any. Like,
I haven't even heard of-
Even with
I haven't even
people,
heard an
we
update
couldn't
on
get
Jimmy
pressure.
Smith. I haven't even heard an update on when Jimmy gets back. What his actual
They're keeping it
injury
real
was.
quiet.
It was MCL.
Real quiet. They're
His
keeping it
injury
real
was
quiet.
MCL. But a normal MCL is 4 to 6 weeks. He got hurt week 1, so he should be
He
back.
should be
around.
almost ready. Maybe
Yeah,
he practices this week.
This is week 7 now, so
Maybe he practice. And it's a bye after this week, so maybe they hold him out.
My original thing was he comes out. He comes
For
back for the
Patriots.
Patriots game right after the bye.
I need Hollywood. We need
Um,
Hollywood.
we need something.
I'm picking Seattle. Russell Wilson has 14 touchdowns and 0 interceptions this year. That's ridiculous.
And
Like,
he's going against Baltimore's Ravens.
a
defense.
banged up secondary and a front 7 that hasn't consistently played well and stopped the run. So I'm gonna say the Seahawks get a nice home win against the Ravens this week. You pick Seattle?
Real quick, Lamar Jackson.
If we can run that ball and keep the ball away from Russ, we have a chance.
I mean, the Seattle defense is not the
Dave,
greatest.
you can move the ball.
You can move it.
That's why I hope Hollywood plays. Lamar Jackson, first quarterback in the regular season. But they're not talking about that guy who will remain nameless, who actually did that in the playoffs, who can't get a job right now. But I just say too much.
Kaepernick,
But anyway,
who had more yards passing and
yeah,
rushing than Lamar did.
he killed your
Green
bad
Bay.
man that time.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Green Bay.
But anyway, I think we actually will make this a close game because I think the Ravens actually do play up to their competition. But I don't know if Hollywood's going to play. I'm not too sure about that foot ankle thing again. Jimmy Smith might be out. Sean Elliott broke the news.
Done for
He's
the
out.
year.
No pass rush against a fourth-string left tackle. I
No
just
Tony
think Russell
Jefferson.
Wilson is just going to do too much. Tyler Lockett is going to really – Marlon Humphrey, we're going to see how good you are. 'Cause
I
Tyler
was about to
Lockett
say
is-
no, but if you put Marlon on Tyler Lockett, he will have, just like everybody else, 2 catches, 10 yards.
I think Tyler Lockett is a little bit faster and quicker than a lot of people Marlon's come against.
I mean-
and I think you underestimate Tyler Lockett. He's really good.
I'm not saying he's bad, but Marlon's way better.
And whoever has DK Metcalf, Brandon Carr, you're going to get – I don't know.
I don't
That's
like
good.
Brandon Carr.
Carr.
Canada,
I don't
Right,
I don't
that's what
know.
I'm saying.
It might be Kennedy. Kennedy's been the guy that they target. a lot.
But their starting tight end, Will Dissly, might have ruptured his Achilles, so that could
He
help
did.
out.
He's out for the
He's out for the year.
Yeah,
That's my fantasy.
That was a big
Fantasy blow to my team,
blow.
but I think
That's
it's a
a big
close game. But the 12s, I don't know if the weather's going to be that great. I don't know if Lamar's going to play that great because he's going to have to play great for us to win.
He's gonna have to play excellent, great, not even a word, like mistake-free good type.
Yeah,
So y'all pick Seattle. So
Do
I'm
it.
picking Baltimore.
there you go.
I think that this will be a tough game. I believe that the defense of Seattle can be beaten. I don't think they're good. I think Russell Wilson, outside of Christian McCaffrey and Deshaun Watson, is having an amazing year. But I think that if you put Marlon on Tyler Lockett, it should be a really good matchup. He did really good against Tyler Boyd. He's actually been shadowing into the slot, which isn't something that he did a lot previously. And at this point, we're just matching him up against your best receiver, and your best receiver has to beat him. And lately, the best receiver hasn't beaten him.
All season, the best receiver hasn't beaten him.
I don't think that happens. DK, wow. I mean, I really don't want to put Brandon Carr or Maurice Kennedy on him. I also don't think he has the route tree to do anything against us. He can run a go. He can run a comeback.
I think if I'm the Ravens, I put Marlon on Tyler Lockett and I put Carr or Kennedy on Metcalf with Earl over the top because he can run.
The thing is,
and that's what I would do. Pressure. They don't have tight ends. They don't really have the greatest O-line, and then you just got to keep somebody to spy on Russell Wilson in case he breaks.
Easier said than done.
Because
he extends plays very well, which allows his receivers.
Chris Carson is good.
Yeah, Chris Carson. I like his running style. He fumbles a lot, so I think.
Well, he fumbled a lot early in the season. He's getting together now.
Yeah, now, but I still think there's we can make him turn the ball over.
But I'm going Ravens.
He runs hard. He reminds me of Adrian Peterson.
Have a tough stretch. I know we talked about it. What do they have to do? Do they have to go 3-3, 2-4?
Sign Eric Berry.
All right, so just so you know the stretch we're talking about here, you got at Seattle, home for the Patriots, at Cincinnati, home for Houston, at the Rams, home for the 49ers,
and
at Buffalo. That's a tough stretch. I think
4-3, 3-4.
I think if you come out of there 500, then you'll win the division.
Well, we got a 2-game lead, so
that's what I'm saying. Helps us. And I don't think Cleveland's about to start running the table until later in the year.
After New England's
Cleveland's schedule softens in the back part of the year. The Ravens after Buffalo, they have home for the Jets, and then they go to Cleveland, which could be a big game
for the division,
and then home for the Steelers. So I think if the Ravens can somehow manage to win, I say go 3-4
in the next 7. You're right.
All right, the next game, I'll start this one. I'll go to you right after, Byron. The Philadelphia Eagles.
That's this week?
Going to Dallas to face the Cowboys. This is the 8 o'clock game as Carson Wentz goes into Dallas and gets a W.
No surprise.
Gets a W.
Is Amari Cooper playing?
I'm not sure.
Because Dak lost his 2 starting tackles. His starting receiver had to throw to Tavon Austin. I mean, come on. All them bad calls.
Shout out to Baltimore.
All them bad calls. Okay. Dak played well. Leave Dak alone. Zeke, I don't know what's going on with Zeke, though. I don't know what's going on with Zeke.
Y'all don't remember earlier I said we were going to parking lot the fact that he said something about when Jared Goff lost his offensive line. And that was the first thing he brought up was the fact that he lost both his tackles with Dak Prescott. But they're not running the ball well.
I know they weren't running it when these guys were healthy. I don't know what it is. I think Zeke's a little out of shape, maybe.
They've come out of every game.
Cabo, baby.
They've come out every game flat. They played really well in the second half of every game this year. But the first half of every game this year, they've looked really bad.
Dak leads the league in QBR, if you care.
That's because
I don't care about QBR.
I care.
I do not
care
about QBR.
I care about it. I care. Dak, we love you here.
I care about
you're going to get it done.
I care about you winning.
All right.
I don't care if it's nasty. I don't care if it's about 1 point.
We is the wrong term.
He loves you.
Yeah, he loves you.
He loves the first cousins.
That's right. Kyler.
Dak, I think you're
Baker.
okay.
I still love you.
You're good by me, but I don't love you. The guys I love are Sam Darnold, let's see, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Pat Mahomes, and slowly but surely Lamar Jackson.
In this particular game, what were they in?
Both teams are 3-3. This game is in Dallas. This will be for first place.
Want to go with Carson.
Come on down.
Build the Wentz fence.
Okay. DC?
The Cowboys are at home. The Eagles just took an ugly loss.
So the Cowboys. The Cowboys lost to the Jets.
You have to think.
They lost to Mono Sam Darnold.
You have
winless Jets.
You have to think the Cowboys are going to eventually get the run game together. You're going to have to think that Dallas's pass rush is going to come together. And with all that said, give me the Eagles.
I knew you were going to do that. That's why I was saying it. Screw you. How about them Cowboys? That's right. We're going to get it done Sunday night. In Jerry World, the $1 billion playpen. Zeke will show up. Amari, hopefully he plays. And Dak, is better than wins. And I've been saying it all
The
along.
Cowboys' home stadium is like a neutral field. There is no home field advantage. Everybody's just there to say they
I do need Marcus Lawrence because no D. Need you to get yourself together.
He said Marcus.
Yeah, because I don't know what he's doing.
Skip Bayless is on that same.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's just. I don't think they should have paid him like that. But who am I?
Okay, so you on your Cowboy bandwagon. Can you explain to me how they lost to the New York Football Jets?
Well, like I said, some bad calls.
My
both
boy,
tackle.
Sam Darnold. He
the
came
Jets-
back.
They only scored 3 points in the second half.
Except the Jets are off the run.
They scored enough to win the football game.
That's what
That was a bad pass interference
Right.
call. That was a bad pass interference call. That was not a pick, and that was a bad no call.
That's a winless football team that you lost to.
It happens. Anything can happen.
That same team. I think they
Sammy
had one-
boy. Hey, just so you know, that goes to show you how good Sam Darnold is. They're a completely different team with him.
I was just saying that.
I
A
don't even know
completely
the back
different
of this.
team.
Well, Luke
He got
Falk
cut. He got
They
cut.
don't have one.
That's how bad he literally
It
got
was
cut.
Simeon, but
Oh,
he's
Sam,
hurt.
you playing? Let me cut this guy.
Oh, we don't need him.
All right, then we got a trash Monday night game. The New England Patriots go to Sam Darnold and the Jets.
It's not gonna be a trash game.
It's going to be a
Alright, so
good game.
we'll start with you.
The
You
Patriots
be
are gonna win.
respectful. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb.
I'm not gonna jump out there like
Don't be
that.
dumb.
But this is a divisional game. The Jets are at home, and they usually get up for these New England games. I think it'll be a close game.
They won't
3
score
to
more
7
than 20
points.
points. They won't score more than 20
I
points.
think the
I don't
Patriots
think
are
the
the most
Patriots will either.
overhyped team of
So,
the
Can you
season.
stop?
so far.
The
Can you stop?
Patriots
They have
offense
not
is
played
good.
anybody.
Okay,
And the
listen,
offense doesn't look good.
Listen. Okay, they didn't play anybody, but the teams they play that they're supposed to beat, they don't just beat them; they blow them out.
No, they pull away late
Who?
most of the time.
Who did they blow out that they were?
Everybody they
Who?
supposed to beat.
Well, the Miami game was tied at halftime.
They blew
I
out
believe.
Washington.
Yeah,
It was like-
They
it was
blew
like-
out the
Washington was
Giants.
close to the second
Yeah,
half,
they
too.
took the Giants
The
out at the
Giants
second
for the second. Every time they pull away late,
But
after
they're
the game
supposed
is
to
over.
beat these teams, and they not only beat them, they blow them out.
They pull away late. They don't blow them out. They don't
It's a
start
blowout.
out.
What's
They
the
don't
score?
start out
It's a
blowing them
blowout.
out.
It's a
No,
blowout.
the team folds and they
At
score
the end of
3
the
4
day,
quarter
they're the
touchdowns.
greatest quarterback of all time. One of the 3 greatest white men of all time. One of the greatest people, the greatest living Americans.
So they beat the Steelers 33-3.
That was a blowout. That was a blowout.
They beat the Dolphins 43-0. I mean,
That game was close at halftime.
But they blew them
They blew
out.
them
It was
out.
10
They blew
nothing.
them out.
Yeah, they pulled
They
away.
just proved my point.
they
It's okay.
beat the Jets 30-14. That's not a blowout. They beat the Bills 16-10. That's not a blowout.
That was a close game.
They beat the Redskins 33-7.
That's a blowout.
It was, but it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. The scores don't match the game. You act like they're just washing the competition.
They're Washington.
They're not.
They're
They
not.
have one of the
They're
best
not.
defenses ever.
If you
They
get
still have
21,
one.
that's a blowout.
Against the
Yeah,
Redskins,
if
it
you
was
go
the
2
defense.
pick sixes,
It wasn't the
it's a
offense
score,
against
yeah.
the Redskins. It was the defense.
Hey, bro, it's still a blowout.
It doesn't
It
matter.
don't matter what
They
y'all talking
win. They're
about right
undefeated,
now.
and they're the
They
best
don't
team in
look
the NFL.
good.
Okay, but it's
They don't look like a Super
he
Bowl
never
team.
said they
You
look
say that.
good.
You
but
say
he
that
said
every
they
year.
blow 'em out.
No, I don't.
Listen, you say that every year, and they're in the Super Bowl.
I don't.
No, y'all gotta keep it a stat. Every year, it's not even y'all. The commentators, the Patriots, they haven't played anybody. They look terrible, and they still in the.
I mean,
it's the
nobody.
beginning of the
At
season,
the beginning of the year, everybody always picks
But-
them.
and-
Brady
and-
like
and-
50.
We'll
Like,
see.
Everybody
We'll
always,
see.
always
They
picks
do
them
have
to
to
go.
still play the Browns. They have to play Houston. They still have to play Kansas
They
City.
come to
They
Baltimore.
play
They still
the
play the
Jets.
Ravens.
They play
I'm
the
saying
Jets
that's
this
cool.
week. They play the Browns after that, so that'll be
And
the
the
first.
Ravens.
That'll be the first good team that they play outside of the Bills, and I think they would have
Nah,
lost
they
to the
got a
Bills.
whole bunch of
If,
good
at
teams
this
right
point, at
there.
this
Yeah.
point. I'm saying up to this point. Up to this point. I think they would have lost to the Bills if Josh Allen stayed in the game. They play the Ravens after that, then the Eagles, then the Cowboys, then the Texans, then the Chiefs, and then they
That's
get
a
to
tough
suck it up
stretch.
for the rest of the year. Play the Bengals. They play the Bills again, which will be another good game, and then the Dolphins. I mean, to be honest, they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 6 W's that are just on their
On their
looking at-
remaining
yeah.
schedule.
No. Just
Oh.
on their schedule. They played the Dolphins twice. They played the Redskins. They played the Giants. I'm gonna give them the Steelers as a W2, so that's 7 because the Steelers just don't know how to beat the Patriots for some weird reason, and they played the Bengals, so they were just W's coming into the season.
But they are guaranteed 12-4 every year, at least.
yeah, because they're
Their
guaranteed
division's
at least 5 wins in their division, minimum 5.
But you still got to go out and beat these teams. Like you said, look at Dallas. They lost to the Jets. It's not guaranteed to go out there and win. The way they do things the right way. They
Cowboys
win.
don't look that good.
But I'm saying, everybody thought it was a foregone conclusion the Cowboys was going to wash
They
the
didn't
Jets.
play anybody, just like the Patriots didn't play anybody. They
Right.
started off.
Their first
They
3
didn't play
W's, they
anybody.
didn't play anybody.
Listen, once again, spoiler, the playoffs will be going through New England and the AFC. They have to play one game to get to the AFC Championship game, and they'll be playing in the Super Bowl. Spoiler.
The Patriots won't be in the Super Bowl.
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
You want to bet on that too?
We can bet on it.
All right, bet.
Double up them push-ups.
Double or nothing.
New England wins Monday.
I didn't think we had to pick.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't
you
think
wanna
anybody
do?
was...
And USC Sam will throw about 3 picks.
Watch
They
him
won't
out.
score more than 20
All right,
points,
now.
and we'll fight on because the Patriots will win.
And what is the spread on that game?
Patriots are a 10-point favorite. America, bet on the New York Football Jets.
Agreed.
I'm not putting my money on the Jets. But you can put your money on us. But that's the end of this segment. We'll be back as always with more. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.